Wow, June! We're already halfway through the year! June is about building your strength. June Divider is all about your experience of strength. It can be character strengths that shaped your thoughts and actions, talents that make you bloom where you are planted, skills that you are sought for, and interests that you enjoy and make you shine. What does it take to cultivate your strength? The first step is to choose the right strength to develop. Have a positive attitude, committing to an attainable goal, accessing the right tools, and the vulnerability to ask for support will also help you work towards becoming a physically, mentally, and emotionally strong person capable of pursuing anything. Acknowledge your strengths. This page is filled with adjectives. Encircle, color, or design 5 to 7 adjectives that best describe you. Knowing your capabilities will help you use them more effectively. That's it! We hope this was helpful, and let's all become physically, mentally, and emotionally strong, capable of pursuing anything.
In the mountainous region of northern Luzon, you will find the rice terraces of Ifugao. Rice terraces are popular among tourists because of its unique and intricate composition. These terraces were hand-carved by the indigenous people in the region hundreds of years ago. But modernization has threatened the centuries-old Ifugao rice culture and traditions. This is why Kandama was founded. Kandama is a social enterprise founded by Victor Bagilat Jr., who wishes to inspire synergy among master weavers, modern designers, and indigenous artisans. It aspires to keep the Ifugao weaving traditions alive while empowering the women in the community. One way of ensuring that the Ifugao natives will continue preserving their traditions and the terraces that sustain them is by expanding the Kandama market.
My business strategy was to continue tapping the local Ifugao women as the weavers. With my supervision, I helped them come up with innovative product design and diversification, while I am in charge of the product branding and niche marketing. Like most startup businessmen, I experienced using my own life savings to fund weaving workshops and pay for the weavers and weaving threads. For almost a year, I was able to sustain the business expenses, but went to a point that I had to borrow money from my parents. I'm planning to expand Kandama to have the woven fabrics into modern pieces, but I need extra funds to make this happen. With the additional funds from my personal loan, Kandama was able to continue to provide more weaving workshops and expand the weaving center in Ifugao. Additional opportunities opened for Kandama because of the business expansion. We caught the attention of international buyers, and we are already planning for the official market launch of Kandama by hosting a fashion show in Manila featuring the Kandama modernized woven pieces.
"15 years ago, after experiencing my biggest failure, I realized despite having a confident personality, I was driven to follow goals that were not true to my heart. Looking at my past successes at that time, I realized one of my tools was a planner that helped me balance my life. I learned that it was important to really connect with yourself deeply and purposely create and design a life you love. So I designed the pages of the BDJ Power Planner to ground my day-to-day schedule with my vision of myself. I realized that women struggle with multiple roles they play, the various responsibilities, and being able to balance all that with their dreams. BDJ Power Planner is all about reclaiming your power, the power of choice to live the life you deserve. It inspires the balance of dreaming amidst responsibilities. BDJ has served as a best friend that journeys with you through your ups and downs, witnessing your heartbreaks and successes. But through it all, celebrates your self-discovery journey in living to the fullest and empowering you to create a life you love.
Hello, good evening. Hi, Bellas. It's the third Wednesday of this month, and that means you're watching the BDJ Studio Live Learning Series with Kandama. So, as you know, Kandama is a high fashion brand and social enterprise that aims to save the weave. And in this series, we talk about turning your passion into action. So, we want to give you the inspiration and the tips so you can take action to chase your dreams and create lives that are full of love and joy. So, Bellas, please do say hi to us in the chat section and tell us where you're watching us from. And Bellas, don't forget, since it's the BDJ Studio Learning Series, we have a giveaway tonight. And to qualify, sign up at BDJ go.bdj.studio/sign up and comment with your takeaway from today's live. So the winner today will get one Essentials notebook and one Dare to Be Grateful cards. Dare to Be cards. So there, this is the sign up. Go.bdj.studio/sign up. So guys, so I will bring in my partner in crime for Passion into Action. Welcome, Vic. Victor, come on in.
Hello, welcome. Thank you,
Hello.
thank you for having me again. It's been a month since already, like since our last BDJ. So I always look forward to our BDJ sessions. How are you guys doing? How are you doing, Dar?
a
Kumusta
bit
ang life?
a bit hectic the past 2 weeks. And I see, ikaw din, di ba? Medyo hectic ka din the past 2 weeks. Ikaw muna
Yeah.
magkwento. Go.
Yeah, so we have this like big shoot that we're preparing for. I can't say yet kung ano siya, up until like, we're already done with the shoot. But, it's obviously something that I'll be more than happy to share with the Bellas. And I'm super happy that we were able to dress a celebrity who is also a Bella. You mentioned Dar,
Yes.
20.
Oo.
Which year was that? Like, si Maine Mendoza
Yeah, Maine
was
Mendoza
is
is a
really a
Bella
Bella.
since 2009. Yung shinare ko sa'yo yung vlog
2009,
niya.
yeah.
Yeah,
So for
bitch.
the rest of the Bellas, you can go check our Instagram too. Nandun yung si Maine wearing a kandama. I'm super happy about that. And we also like dress a lot of celebrities this month, but we haven't released the photo yet. So let's see kung ano. And one last thing, Dar, I also just want to plug our Happy Fair sale is ongoing. They just have to go to www.shophappyfair if they want to like buy some of the items. These are some of the more affordable items from Kandama. And shout out to my mom who keeps on telling me to make sure that I dress properly for this show and that I have a good background kasi masyado raw madilim. So in fairness, stage mom talaga si mom.
Tama ba?
She's a Bella now.
Hello, tita. Tama ba?
Oo.
happyfair.com?
Yeah, shophappyfair.com.
Shop Happy Fair. Okay.
And just go search Kandama there. So yeah. Ikaw naman, Dar, how are you doing? Like, I know it's hectic, but how are you coping with what's happening? What's going on? I heard you have this, pwede na bang sabihin, yung army thing? Or
Oh
wala pa
yeah,
ba?
we announced
Yeah,
it.
okay.
Yeah, oo. So again,
Okay.
as you guys know, I think all our community members know, our audience knows that parang the past 2-3 months have also been tough for our company since we had the second lockdown, and ang dami rin naming tinutumbling because definitely we have a strong fighting spirit, guys, and we want to make sure that we survive and then that we're here to be able to continue supporting you. And so nagkaroon kami ng partnership with the sole and official distributor of the BTS photo book.
Oh my
We
God.
remember. So that's WEU So it actually stands for We Entertain You Philippines. So they're the official and sole. So meaning sila lang talaga. If it
Yeah,
doesn't
you
come
partner.
from them, yeah, if it doesn't come from them, then it might be
It's not
coming
legitimate. Yeah.
from, yeah, legitimate sources, correct. So and this
Okay.
is the Philippine edition. So meaning kasi I think the ones that are being sold in Twitter is from Singapore or from the US. So ito,
Mm-mm.
pang Philippines talaga to. So parang
I
BTS
love it.
Army
Yeah.
Philippines.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm sure a lot of like armies, there are tune in. Or a lot of Bellas are also armies. So, yeah. Me, I'm a baby army. So like since the dynamite, I'm a dynamite army. So, yeah. And of course, like I also stream like butter all the time. And I'm sure I'm also aware that our special guest for tonight is also an
Yes.
army. So it's a really good idea that we have her. So I'll introduce
Yes.
our
Go
special guest.
ahead.
So Dar, our special guest tonight is Kayleen Ortiz. She is a movement artist, an international pole champion, and a fitness creative. She is the highest certified aerialist in the Philippines. She co-founded Polecats Manila, where she teaches pole, aerial hoop, and aerial silks classes. Kayleen travels all over Asia conducting fitness classes and workshops and sharing her love for movement. She is passionate about training women and men to become the best version of themselves, just like BDJ. Bagay na bagay talaga. So let's call
Yes,
in Kayleen
definitely.
Ortiz. She's a good friend.
Yay!
Hey,
Hello!
Kayleen. Oh.
Hello.
Hi everyone! Thanks for having
Hello.
me.
By the way, Dar, like Kayleen was also a debater back in college. Like for
Oo nga
those
eh.
the Bellas who don't know, like Dar and myself and Kayleen were, like competitive
Yes.
debaters in college, no? So how are
So
you
kaya
doing?
that explains guys bakit ang daldal namin.
Oo
Kasi
nga.
debater.
Super daldal.
Because we're all debaters. And we get along, that's a good thing.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. So kumusta ang life? Kumusta sa
Yes,
Kayleen?
kamusta?
Oh.
Kamusta?
Okay naman. I have my pole here at home, so I have moved my studio here at home, which is mostly what we did as a studio. Parang we moved our silks and all our apparatus at home, so we can still teach. So since right
You
now
teach
we still
online.
can,
Grabe.
online, since we
It's
still can't open,
possible.
definitely
So you
possible.
so umiikot-ikot ka dyan sa pole like while
Yes.
it's online, right? And
Yeah.
so oo. Kaya yung suit mo, those are not earrings. Those are what do you call that? Like earplugs,
Headphones.
like
Yes,
Yeah.
headphones. Oo.
headphones for when I teach, para it doesn't
When
like
you
come
teach,
off. Because we
when
have
you
to go
teach.
upside
Mm-mm.
down. Yes, when we
And I
teach.
also love your
Mm-mm.
purple light, right? Like behind you. It's
Yes.
very like Borahae, purple BTS, right? So yeah,
Yes, thank you.
that's
Mm-mm.
that's
So
amazing.
Kayleen, how soon did you guys go online? Like from last year during the pandemic?
Last year during the pandemic, we were early adapters eh. Nung parang, 'di ba, March, the week after, nag-online na kami when they said you can't open the studio. Kasi walang ano, 'di ba? Like it was
Wow.
sudden. It
Oo,
wasn't
yeah.
like,
Correct, correct.
oh, you have to prepare, ganyan, ganyan. So parang, I ran the first online class at Polecats Manila. Like the first group class na. And then, from that experience, we kind of like saw what worked, what didn't work. And then from that point, all the other teachers ran online classes as well. So now we have a full-blown
Mm,
Galing.
schedule of
wow.
online classes with like
Wow, that's
pool
What?
amazing.
involved.
Yeah. What happened to the studio? Did you close down the studio though, like the one in
No, it's
Ortigas?
still there. It's
I
still
still
there.
it's still there. Okay,
We're just not allowed to operate just
to
yet.
operate.
Hopefully
Just
soon.
for just for those people who do not know, like if they go to our Instagram, they're gonna see Kayleen wearing Kandama on, like doing
Ah,
all that
yeah.
acrobatic stuff. We shot that in her studio in Ortigas, by the way. So I kind of miss
Super
that
fun.
place. Yeah, that was a
Yes,
really fun shoot. So let's
super
briefly
fun.
go back to the beginning of your aerial journey. So we just want to know when and why did you become an aerialist to begin with? An
Okay,
aerialist is someone
so
who does all of those like acrobatic
The
stuff on air,
tricks.
right?
yeah,
Yes.
someone
Yeah,
who
the
does
tricks. Okay,
silks and hoop and pole. So
and
Polecats
pole.
was founded in 2011. So we are turning 12 years old this year. So we were
Wow.
a We're
Ang
actually
tagal.
running a recital soon. Oo, matagal na. So, I
Mm,
think Polecats is the longest running aerial studio in the country, and we're also the first aerial studio in the country. So,
nice.
uh we started as a class, like as a group class, and then eventually we turned into a school. During that time kasi, there was no existing pole studio. Like pole was one of the things that you teach, for example, in a dance studio, like there's several classes and then there's like one pole class. But like the vision of Polecats Manila was to elevate pole and aerial and to make it like a standalone studio. And that was like the first introduction of like pole as a sport in the country.
I just want to
Galing.
know, because like the last, like before you started like pole dancing, I knew you as a debater, and then all of a
Yeah,
sudden, I'm seeing like your
I know.
posts, you're doing all these things. How did that happen? What inspired you to do like pole dancing?
Yeah, parang everyone nga who knows me like pre pole life, parang couldn't connect it. Like parang you used to debate and now you pole. Parang wala siyang connect. But anyway, my first encounter with like a pole performance was for a school project. Yung parang it was for an art appreciation class where we had to go to um to review like an unusual dance. So parang pole was like my project. And there is where I met CD. She was our teacher. Like and the group that was in that class eventually became Polecats Manila.
Wow, that's amazing. So what about pole dancing that parang really got you hooked?
What fascinates me about pole is yung um anyone can do it eh. Parang when I started, I didn't have any fitness or dance background. Like pole was literally my first sport. Like I didn't do
Wow.
gym or dance or
Uh-uh.
whatever. So parang I came nga from a debate background and then suddenly parang seeing how different people in that room were and yet can carry themselves, they can dance, they can do tricks and stuff. Parang it inspired me to come back to the next class and come back to the next one and the next one and so on. Yan.
That's amazing.
So when you started like pole dancing, when did you start like Polecats Manila? Like you have to organize things. Kasi iba yung you started, for example, like for me, like yung fashion designing. But it's another thing if you have to organize a corporation, to organize like a group like a Polecats
Correct,
Manila. How did
correct.
that start?
So first, it started 2009. We were like unofficially a group. Yung parang fun lang, ganyan. Like we used to take classes together. Pero siguro mga 3 years in, that's when we started like, okay, it's time to put up a studio. Okay, it's time to take this to the next level. It's time to perform and do gigs and performances. So parang I think that's when it started to take off when we started thinking about it like as the bigger picture na how do we share this to the people who might want to learn pole as well. Kasi nung start, like 2009, it was all like for us, parang ganon, for us to learn.
Fun,
Eventually,
yeah.
yun nga, yeah, fun. Eventually, it was like, let's put up a studio and then let's teach people to do the things that we do as well.
How many years did it take you? Like when you started Polecats, like since the time that you started
Uh,
doing pole.
12, magto 12 years. This
So
year
mga
is
three
magto 12
years.
years.
Mga 3 years
Oo,
into
mga
like doing pole
ganon.
dancing.
Yung
When you
papa
started
part.
to, ito yung parang Dar, yung, di ba, like you get into the you're passionate about something, then it's a craft, and then you
Mhm.
realize that okay, I have to monetize that. Yan yung
Correct,
ano, you're
correct.
really starting
Yes,
it
correct. Yes. Oo.
into your
Yeah, to really
ikigai.
make it, yeah, to really make it a business, and then it's
Oo,
that you want to make it really sustainable.
sustainable. So
Yeah.
what about you, Dar? Like how long did it take you? Like since you started like doing the entire thing, like journaling thing, and then you realize, okay, we need to make this sustainable. Like it can't just be like a passion project. It has to be, like something where you can also make money out of as part of your
Yeah,
ikigai.
I think the thing with me was that I made it a, I guess ano business admin graduate kasi ako. So and then during the first BDJ planner, we already have like coupon partners. So
Mm,
I felt like to be credible, I needed like a company name. So per for sole proprietorship pa lang siya. So that was in 2006. Then 2 years later, nag-corporation na kami.
2 years. So
Oo.
yeah, mine, it took me like 2015. That's when we had the concept. 2016, we're working on the concept, like the business plan and everything. Then the official launch was 2017. So
Oo.
parang may period talaga of training before you really started, and
Oo. Yeah.
and starting. So maybe we can dive into like deep into what the topic is for tonight.
Yes. So the meat of tonight's topic is finding your tribe. So Kayleen, you founded Polecats Manila as a group. What was the biggest
Yes.
value in doing that as a group versus just doing it alone?
I feel like the biggest strength that we have as a group is iba-iba yung parang abilities of the members in the group eh. And that's really what pushed it
Sorry, I
forward.
just
I
wanna
think
say, parang
individually.
BTS talaga. Okay, anyway, sorry to cut you,
Yung
Kaylee.
light.
Sorry.
Anyway, carry on.
Ay,
No, I mean yung
para,
group,
Ah,
yung
yung
sorry,
tribe.
group
abilities of
mo.
different.
Tama. Yeah,
Sige,
yeah,
Yes,
sige.
yeah.
yes. I think
Correct,
so.
correct, correct.
So
Oo.
anyway,
Oo nga, no.
sorry, you were saying, Kayleen,
Ayan.
yeah.
Parang individually kasi, parang we have like our own personal strengths. Pero like when we come together as a group, that's when the big interesting things happen. Eh. Parang together, that's where we were able to stage a recital, a pole recital. In venues na people would not have seen pole before, like for example, the Meralco Theater, or like there was a time where we performed with the Manila Symphony Orchestra. So parang these were things that had never been done before, that were conceptualized because of group effort. Tsaka parang because of a vision, like a collective vision that everyone shared na we're gonna take this to the next level. How can we uh like help the group based on like what the skills that we can like put in, how can pitch in. So parang there's someone responsible for finance, there's someone responsible for like conceptualizing things, there's someone responsible for teaching and training the individual teachers, there's someone responsible for graphics, and like those are roles that are done by different people na parang hindi kaya ng one person lang. So I really feel that
Correct.
Polecats is like a team effort. Yung parang I'm just really grateful that everyone is like all out, super full on, I'm gonna survive this pandemic attitude. And I think that's
Yeah.
what like makes us, like that's the reason why we're still alive right now. 2 years na 'di ba we're in this pandemic, and still the studio's still up. We're still running classes, and like that's not something I can do by myself. Like that's existing because
Yeah.
of my
Definitely.
tribe, because of the
How are
people.
you able? Because like like the running things with a group, that's difficult. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
just sometimes like
Yes.
my personality differences. There's a lot of conflict with arise as well. How do you manage those things?
After 12 years, you sort of like figure out yung mga quirks ng mga tao. But also, in the group, that's kind of like my job kasi I handle the instructors, eh. I handle teaching,
Mm.
and ako yung adj. Parang gano'n. So,
Mm.
I have to like weigh values and try to maintain the peace. So, I think how that works is you have to like take in the different values from opposing sides and kind of see how the middle ground sort of works on both of their sides. It's
Yeah.
not always also to like shut down someone's idea. Sometimes it's not just the right time for that idea, or maybe parang under different circumstances it would work. So parang Polecats naman always maintains that culture na you're free to say whatever you feel like, or like you're free to give input, and your information that you will give to us is always valuable, even if like you're a company member or you're a teacher, parang ganon.
Oh,
So
so
that's
very.
Galing,
I
galing.
noticed that meron talagang clear roles, no? Like you have to
Oo.
define
Yeah.
that. I think that to me, like when we're
yeah.
starting out, even up until now, like that's also one of the things that we have like issues with, like defining one's roles, etc.,
Yes.
and creating that culture talaga of teamwork. What about you, Dar? Like,
Yeah.
how do you create that? Like, team. You have a very, in fairness to Viviama and to Bellinger, they have a very strong like team spirit. Na I always see them like in Facebook. They have this bonding session. They're having dinner, etc. etc. Talagang really imbibing the Bella, like the Bella spirit. How do you
But
guys do that like
but to be
internally?
honest, during the first year, like Kayleen started as a group. I started like by myself because I wasn't
Wow.
sure. I wasn't sure if this was gonna be a legit business, guys. That's a secret. That's a real truth.
But
I
look at
mean,
you now!
I mean,
Amazing!
I had a full time job when I started BDJ. It was like a sort of sideline. And tama nga eh, it's around 2 years before we really went into
Nakat lang si Dar. Yeah. But for me naman, I started actually sort of with a group,
ayun.
right?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Mm.
Ayan.
Sorry
Ayan.
yun. Mag-distribute
She's
kami sa
back.
National
She's
Bookstores
back.
and Power Books. So, we had to incorporate our company. And
Mm.
essentially, ganun, parang it was really just that one person and then I had a lot of help, like friends helped me along the way, but it wasn't like so formal. And that's why I had to learn building a team in
Mm.
the I don't know, in the middle of our business until now. So tama yung sinabi ni Victor na it's a constant redefining of roles and kailangan mo ng people talaga who values the same thing, who shares the same values as you. Kasi kung hindi, yun nga eh, parang ang hirap mag-adjust, to be honest, 'di ba?
Yeah, that's true. And talagang yung sinabi ni Keely na learning the quirks of the other person. It's really a journey. Like if
Yes,
you're gonna work
yes.
with them, you
Yeah.
have to journey with them as well. And
Correct,
yeah, like
correct.
so that's a very good point. I think we have a question here. The question is, how long did it take your brand rather, or business to take off or gain a following? How long nga ba,
Mm,
Kayleen?
yeah.
For us,
When you started 2012, di ba? Like, okay, yeah.
2009. We started 2009.
2009.
2009.
Yeah.
But Polecats Manila 2012, tama ba?
Hindi, 12 years
Hindi,
na sila.
2009. 12
Okay,
years na
okay,
kami.
okay. 12, okay, sorry. So 2009 when you started out. So when you started out in 2009, how long did it take for
Mm-mm.
that brand, Polecats Manila, to gain following? Or may following na when you started out? Na parang may
No,
following naman na,
definitely
so let's
wala
just
kaming
incorporate
following.
already at the
Hindi,
time. But
parang mahirap i-quantify eh. Like, following based on like students, following based on like followers on Instagram, gano'n.
feeling ko, like following in terms of like you feel, parang feeling mo like you gain traction already. Na parang you have a
Ah,
solid community, like a critical like community already, right? Parang how long did that take?
I think siguro roughly around I'd say mga 4 to 5 years na parang we felt na hey, I think this is going somewhere. Although we had naman that vision in the start. Pero when like people were sort of taking notice and like we had this studio that was already fully functioning na had like already had pole, hoop, and silks and parang we were trying to pattern our teaching style to how international standards were run. I think that's when we sort of felt na I think we are thought leaders in this community and this is like something that we can take even further by like hosting pole stars or like international teachers to come and teach in our studio or like sending people to competitions abroad
Galing.
and yeah, things like that.
Mm.
Parang
I'd
debate
say
lang,
mga 5 years.
international competitions.
Oo,
Oo nga eh,
actually.
parang personally,
Yeah,
that's what I feel. Mga 5 years in, that's when I felt na, hey,
yeah. Sa akin naman, I think when you know what, when I did the show in Paris, that's when like, okay, there's traction. That's when like Marian Rivera like message us. That's when
oo
we
nga.
got like all of the stylists like really take notice. I
Mhm.
got
Yeah.
my like Inquirer interview because like I have a friend like from Inquirer. She's the lifestyle editor there, and she's like, okay, that was the time that she noticed us like in the Paris show, but we didn't do the interview up until right before the New York show because he wanted to see first if it was a fluke. So buti naman like medyo consistent kami. And then that's when she
Okay, okay.
decided, okay, sige, I'll interview you now for the for Inquirer. So I think that was it. Like
Wow.
that was 2019. So medyo mga 2 years after. What about you, Dar? Okay, ano yung ano? W-
There was
How
an
long did it take?
unfair advantage because during that time, and it was cleared with my bosses. I was actually working with Summit Media already, so I had a lot of friends in media, and parang siguro parang out of support, they said like, "Oh, Dar, let's feature you." Kasi hindi pa ako sanay eh. I was like relatively new during that time, and then parang I think yon yung nag-start na I was surprised. We published in our first year 1,500 planners. And I wasn't
Mhm.
even, like, I was counting literally my friends, guys. I go, shucks, wala naman akong 1,000 friends. And this is in 2006, right? Wala ka ba? I mean, my Friendster. I think my Facebook na. But parang wala pa, hindi pa lahat ng tao na sa Facebook. I think gano'n. So, parang it was more Friendster and then Multiply and all of these things. Tapos parang sabi ko, sige, bahala na. Gumano na lang ako. Tapos nagulat kami. In like 3 weeks, nag-sold out yung planner.
Oh
So,
wow.
it was sold out the first year. But I wasn't even sure if I was gonna continue year two. Gano'n siya ka hindi sure, guys. Gano'n siya, walang plan, walang anything. Kasi I had my full-time work eh. And then sa second year, gagawin ko pa ba 'to? O parang, okay, sige. Feeling ko mga third year, mas na-feel talaga namin. But from 1.5, I think we also jumped like, I don't know if we jumped to 5K second year. Tapos around 7,000 or 7.5 the third year. So it was like a big jump immediately sa start. But it's really the sustaining na keeping everyone connected up to this day. It's been almost 6 years. So yung 2022 planner namin is 16 years already. Grabe. As in, I cannot believe
Wow.
it.
Wow.
I have a
Yeah.
teenager,
Yan yung
guys.
planner ko nung college.
Oh, di
Yeah.
ba? Yun nga, I was telling
Yan
Dar
planner ko
talaga.
nung college.
Feeling ko a lot of debaters, college debaters, yan ang planner who attended the tournament in
Mm-hmm.
in
Oh,
UP. Kasi
kasi
may
sponsor
pa-sponsor.
ko.
So we grew,
Yeah.
even my
Oo.
sister, beneficiary niyan ng
Yeah.
Mga bellas yung mga yan. Sino yung sinasabi ko kay Dar
Yes.
talaga?
Sure yan.
Kasi, oo nga. Since guys, I was a debater and I love debating. So every time, syempre, my friends in debate would say, Dar, baka meron ka namang other stuff dyan, pahingi naman for prizes or something. So I always sponsored. So it was like, became a regular thing. So,
Yeah. And my
ayun.
sister actually looks forward to, like every time we go on a tournament because she knows that
The
she's gonna
next
get like
one.
a free
Oo.
planner. Yeah.
Nakakatawa.
Same.
So yeah, diba? Okay, I think there's this another question. It says, how do you identify who will be in your tribe? Do you have
Mhm.
to try to appeal to
To
everyone? Okay, yeah. Maybe Kayleen, you can answer this question. How do you identify, like, okay, you are a Polecats Manila person, and do you try to
Yung sa
appeal
ano
to just
naman,
everyone?
everyone. Sa studio, what Polecats Manila believes in is that we cater to different types of people, regardless of what shape, size, or gender orientation. You are welcome to come and poll with us because we believe that everybody is different and everybody can do the things that we can do. So parang we never marketed ourselves as like a weight loss group or like parang there's no ideal body type for you to poll. So parang in terms of who can join us, it's literally everyone. Yun.
Mm-mm.
Related to that question, Kayleen, there's a question from one of our Bellas, si Anna. Sabi niya, Miss Kayleen, is there an age limit po
Limit
if you
po.
want to learn pole dancing?
Oh,
Wala.
basta wala, basta allowed.
Yeah.
ng doctor na you can still move and go upside down and stuff like that. I've had students that are over 60 years old and they're
Yeah,
fine. They
yeah.
do tricks upside down and it's not naman limited. Basta allowed ng doctor.
I know
Go!
that kasi one of the students of Kayleen um became like a Kandama woman. Like she bought from
Ah.
me talaga. And she's like 60 plus na, and she was featured talaga on the news for doing like pole dancing, even given her age, like na senior
Vic
na siya.
also took a class one time.
Yes, the one in Katipunan. I think there was like a pole.
Vic
Yeah,
also took a class
I
one
thought
time.
you wouldn't remember, but I had a class. Yeah, I took the class too. Then I was too lazy, but that was really a fun class, and I I remember that because I posted like a koala, and I posted it on Instagram, and yeah, that
Mhm.
was you guys. Dar, you have to try
Yeah.
it as well.
Actually, I do wanna
Yeah!
try it. Yung
Kapag
issue ko
pwede
doon
na in the
is
studio.
oo. Pero yung ano, yung sa thighs, 'di ba nagkakapasa talaga?
Well, it depends. Parang if you get pasa fast, then yeah, magkakapasa. Pero like, it goes away naman after a while when your body sort of gets used to the movement. Maybe sa first few classes, there's like gonna be a little bit of pasa and then sometimes yung friction burn for like
Oo, yung
first
friction
timers.
burn.
But
Medyo
from
malaki
the
yung
spins.
thighs
But
ko,
after a
guys.
while,
Yeah.
that's
Subang
super
malaking
good. Skill
pasayan.
yon. Bigger thighs, thick thighs save lives.
Yeah. Tapos ang
The
alam ko,
better you can grip.
Okay, okay.
Kelly, I remember you told me
Guys,
before
asset
that
yun.
what the important part is the parang like parang ba, like upper body strength, something like that.
Upper body strength,
Oo.
parang that's what you develop for sure. Kasi syempre it's a lot of pull.
Yeah, yeah,
Parang it's a lot of pull-ups. So after a while, it's something that you develop. Hindi naman siya a requirement, but like the more that you pull,
yeah.
the stronger you're gonna get. That one for sure.
And I remember you
Definitely.
said
Actually, yun
before,
yung gusto ko.
yeah. Uh,
Sorry, go,
I
go,
know.
Victoria.
No, I mean,
Na-excite
I
tayo.
remember before, like Kayleen said that yoga helps. Diba? Dar, do you do yoga?
Yeah.
I remember you
I
do.
did.
Diba?
I did do yoga. It's been a while. Sa totoo lang, after my second pregnancy, medyo all hell broke loose in terms of my fitness. Parang, guys, sorry, may confession ako. Actually, I'm in my biggest, heaviest weight right now. Compared to when I was pregnant, ha? Mas payat ako nung pregnant
Oh.
ako and my last pregnancy. But actually, when you were talking about the upper body strength, actually my challenge is because I had like a CS, kasi I had syempre health problems sa share ko, guys. But meron akong internal
Okay lang yan.
something, may myoma in the uterus. So, required ako mag-CS. And so, there's a cut.
Mm-mm.
And actually, that's one of
Mm-mm.
the things that I need to work on because of the cut in the belly, 'di ba? So parang may diastasis.
To
I think if
strengthen it.
diastasis, yeah, yeah, to be able to strengthen it. Kasi imagine 'di ba yung
You should
chan
come
mo
take class.
cannot, 'di ba? Tapos kung ano. So ayun.
Yeah. You
Yeah, yeah,
should
yeah.
come
I
take
think
class. We
Kayleen,
also
that's my question. Like ako, for example, like I think in
mm,
the pandemic, this was also my heaviest state. Although I lost weight already, like by 10 pounds, and I just want to say that, like since my mom is listening, and she's in the province right now, I've lost 10 pounds because I haven't been
yes,
eating
go.
rice.
Amazing.
But like, how do you transition from like a lifestyle wherein you're not doing much because of the lockdown to
Mm-mm.
like full on like doing the like healthy lifestyle, like what you're doing, like going to the
Yes.
gym, I mean like doing all of the workouts that you're doing. How do you transition to that? Para siyang,
You do
is
it
this like a
slowly.
mindset or uh,
Yeah, definitely. Like, parang the first thing you have to do is to decide that, okay, from this point on, I'm gonna make the effort to make myself better. But also, sa Polecats, we follow a syllabus for all the classes that we have. Parang it's not on the first day, got it done. Parang you start like at the base level beginner and then parang you build your strength as you go on in class. We also have a lot of non-apparatus classes. We have a flexibility class run by Victoria Velasco. She is our flexi teacher, and I think personally, I think she is like one of the best flexi teachers that I've met. Parang she really has a way of breaking it down. We also have other classes that are strength based, like my class, Mighty Fit. Parang it's a pull up class and also a push up class on a different day. So parang these are like foundation things that you need to have in order for you to like progress in your pole life. Supplementary classes. So parang
Mm-mm.
yon. Those are the things that you can do to sort of like build up your strength to do the crazy flips and stuff.
That's nice. So bagay na bagay talaga the June theme of Belle de Tour is
Building your
about strength,
strength.
diba? Building your
Yes.
strength. Right? Yeah, let's go back to the question. Dar naman for you, how do you identify kung sino talaga yung, like you're a Bella, right? Like that you have to belong to this tribe, and do you appeal to everyone?
I think it's really about the message that you keep on communicating. So as long as you keep on, if you're being consistent with your message, parang you get to attract what you attract. So the people you attract are the people who resonate with your message. So parang sa amin, parang it's not naman very deliberate na, okay, ayaw namin sa inyo, ito gusto namin kayo. It was just,
Grabe!
it's
Ayaw!
really, no, it's not just like we just keep on communicating that this is who we are and we want to
Yes.
encourage all women, everyone, actually, women at heart. We invite them also to join us and so on. So
Yes.
parang it was really like that na parang this we really just want to encourage people to be empowered and to be able to be deliberate in living their lives. And so ayun, parang nagulat na lang kami na nag-resonate siya with a lot of people, and yun yung naging belas namin, yung nag-start. Yung nagulat din ako doon kasi sabi ko, feeling ko kasi 'di ba yung pag may start ka na business, at least in my case, parang feeling mo relevant lang siya sa'yo.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So, tas
That's
nagulat
true.
ako, ay, meron pa pala ibang tao na having the same problems that I am having. So, yay! Yun.
Yeah.
So, I guess naging ganun siya.
Sa amin rin, like, along the way na lang we get to realize kung sino yung mga people who resonate with Kandama. We've realized eventually na these are people with Filipino heritage who have been
Yeah.
living overseas. Like the parents like migrated to the States, mga second, third generation,
Parang
immigrants.
nare-refine yung audience mo, no?
So
As
na-refine
you go.
eventually. Or even, like some people like they start with a niche market and then it's just
Yeah.
like
I think that's us.
lumalaki na
Expand,
lang
That's
yeah.
din.
how we
Oh,
were. Parang when we started, we were like the champion for the regular girl. Yung parang the one that looks like normal. Doesn't hindi yung abs, hindi yung
yeah,
super skinny. Parang that's what
yeah,
we were forwarding eh. Tapos eventually that grew to incorporate like other types of people as well. Parang ganon.
yeah. For us, the follow up question to that is how do we try to appeal to everyone? For Kandama, I stopped like trying to appeal to everyone in all honesty.
Yeah, it's kapagod, no?
Ang hirap
Mm,
eh. It's
yeah.
really tiring eh. So
Yeah,
parang
no.
no na lang like like if you resonate with it, then it's a good thing, right? So
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
so we
Saka
just
it's
try to
better
appeal
than
to
yeah, it's better
yeah.
to have like a community that supports you even if it's small versus trying to like
Yes.
make everyone happy.
Oo.
Yes.
Parang
Oo.
Mm-mm.
wala lang.
And okay rin yung
Ako,
yung
go din ako doon.
aligned
Oo,
sa
'di ba?
values mo, di ba? So yeah.
Correct, correct.
And our communities, we love them. Like they support us no matter what. Parang the moment we jump
Yes.
into like online classes, they're there. Like they took the online class, they use their packages, and like I think that right now Polecats Manila is still standing because of our students who are also watching this live stream. Hello, I love you all.
Yay. I saw like there was a comment like Victoria Velasco said you're the best. Okay, so shout
Mm-mm.
out to her. Okay. Thank you for supporting Kayleen and for watching this episode. So
Yes.
let's talk about competition now, Dar. Ang tanong
Competition.
ay, do you have to keep minding the competition? So we just talked about our community. What about the competition, naman? Technically, they're also part of the community, like like because it's one ecosystem. But yeah,
Yes.
like how do we keep mind? Do you keep thinking about the competition, Kayleen? Especially now, I
For
know like
us,
there's so many. There's a lot of.
yeah,
I
ang
mean,
dami ng
before when you started
smaller
out, diba?
studios.
Oo, parang
Yeah,
kayo lang, and then all of a sudden,
yeah.
same with us. Like
Yeah.
2017, 2016, there weren't a lot
Actually,
of
no,
like hand
ikaw.
movement. I know, and then
Tapos
now
sa
like
ngayon, ang dami
oh my
na.
gosh, left and right, they're selling like weaves. So yeah, like what? How do you find these things? Like I mean, the competition. Do you keep on thinking about them? How do you deal with competition?
I think I have to answer this in two parts. First, I think na having those small studios pop up is a good thing. Kasi it means that pole is finally getting traction. Kasi when we
Mm-mm,
started,
mm-mm.
we were literally the only one. They were like smaller studios, pero parang
Correct.
as a studio itself, walang iba eh. So parang I think having other studios there is a good thing. Even if like, yeah, they compete with us in terms of like students, but I think there's enough students to go around for everyone. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Parang of course, you still have to have an edge in terms of like how you present yourself or like how you teach your classes, make sure your teachers are certified, etc., etc. But like in terms of like having many people teach pole is definitely a good thing for us. The second part, I consider Polecats Manila as a thought leader in the community. Parang I think that's one of our strengths. So even if like there are other studios that also teach, I think that we set the standard of what should be done in terms of like patterning ourselves to what international studios are also doing. So parang we have that initiative to make sure that we are in line with global standards. So I feel like in terms of competition, we are more of thought leaders. So that's something I take pride in as part of Polecats Manila.
Yeah, so I love the answer. Actually, say can I just copy the answer? So for us, it's the
Yes,
same thing.
Copy and
go.
paste.
Oo. Parang ano eh, it's really one ecosystem eh. Para siyang
Yeah.
it's a product validation when you have competitors, meaning you're doing the right thing, like you're being validated.
Yeah.
There's really an audience, and I remember like I'm gonna give talks. I do give talks, like in universities and everything. And a lot of the people who listen to my talks would actually like start their own business as well.
Wow.
That like they're
Inspiring ka,
related
ibig
to I know. So
sabihin.
it's really inspire. So yeah. So but I think that's a good thing.
Mm.
Yeah, like that's a good thing. So I think it's also a challenge for me to constantly innovate, right? Like to
Yes.
be like on the leading edge of something, just so you know um just so we can offer like something of value to our customers. And what I love about competition too is that a lot of them like show you like what's possible. For example, pag nakagawa ng show si ganto like in Milan, it makes me realize, oh, that's possible, but it can be done if one competing brand like dressed this celebrity, or probably like partnered with another brand or another agency, government agency, that it makes you realize, kaya palang gawin yon. So the possibilities na
Yeah.
realize ko because of what the competition is also doing. So yan. What
He's
about you,
probably
Dar?
also the debater in us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sa akin, siguro nung start, I guess I was sensitive with competition kasi parang just same lang with you, Victor. Parang every person, there was a time like a lot of people I met like, oh, dream ko din gumawa ng planner, dream ko din gumawa ng planner. And then I learned, I guess, in a way, parang siguro mas ang bilis ni Kayleen eh, nandun na siya kaagad na parang hindi competition. So parang nag-start medyo may feeling competition talaga. 'Di ba? Tapos parang minsan alam ko yung parang there are even students na parang who would be copying like almost exactly what we're doing. And then sabi ko, bakit gano'n? Parang na-frustrate ako kasi parang syempre, we thought about it, we ano, tas gagayahin, 'di ba? But I,
Yeah.
I I guess eventually I realized na parang overall the mission of the company is we really just want to empower people, and one of the ways is really our products, our programs, and all of these things. And if it creates like all these other offshoots, then maybe that's a good thing because more Filipinos might plan, and that's really what I wanted to begin with.
Yeah.
Kasi parang feeling ko nga, 'di ba, as in our culture, hindi talaga tayo ma-plan. Medyo we live in the moment, short term, ganyan, all of these things. So, parang that's what I wanted to extend. Like, parang, can we have like this grand version or vision of ourselves, and then like let's work towards that. Na parang before all these talk about intentional living, all these things, parang I just connected with that kind of message. So, that was a message that I wanted to keep on talking about or communicating. And eventually, ngayon, ang dami pa rin naming competition. Pero, siguro nandun na kami sa stage na, sabi ni Kayleen nga, mas mature na. So,
Yeah.
sabi na,
No,
ano na,
Saka if your
no,
competition has no original ideas, that's not a threat at all, 'di ba? Parang that means all the original ideas still come from you as a creator. I think you're still the best.
yeah. 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 So I think what's emerging here is the abundance mindset, and this is something that you've
yes.
mentioned Dar
Mm-mm.
last month, right? Like the mindset that there's always something for everyone.
Correct, correct.
Yeah,
Agree.
abundance talaga siya. So,
Oh,
yan.
ito sabi ni
So
Azaza, my business coach said that having lots
Student ko
of
'yan.
competitors is good. It's a good thing because it means people are willing to spend money in your industry. Correct. Ang ganda
yeah.
nun.
True.
Oo.
Oh,
Correct,
Mm.
correct.
Lakas 'yan. Magaling yan pull up. Student ko 'yan.
talaga. Okay, shout
Oo.
out to you.
Shout out
Azaza.
Azaza. Azaza is
Uh,
a Bella. She's really one of our loyal Bellas din.
Yeah.
And I go to
Yeah.
retreats with her. Tapos ayan.
Oh,
really? Oh,
wow.
Oo,
Azaza,
support.
ano naman, full
Azaza.
circle, magkandama ka na
Kandama
rin.
naman, kandama.
I-plan mo yan sa Bella mo.
Oo. Para full circle. Kaming tatlo, Azaza.
Oo.
Oo,
Yes.
nakakamiss yan. Kasi she would also go to our office whenever we would have events in the office. Ayun, yun
Oh,
lang.
wow.
Oh, that's really,
Nakakamiss.
Tsaka ano, she
yeah.
was literally one of our first students. Nung nag-start yung Polecats Manila, andun na siya. Yung first recital, andun na siya. So year one, she was there for us.
Naks.
Okay, that's super interesting. The next question is: once you've found your tribe, how do you nurture it and keep it growing? So now that we have our own community, our own tribe, anong ginagawa natin to nurture that? Sa akin, what I do is, well, like pre-pandemic, I invite them to shows. Like, oh,
Oh,
I know that
yeah.
you're in the States. We're doing a show in New York, so maybe you kind of like swing by. I'm gonna give you like free passes for this show, etc. Or like some loyalty programs that we do. I know like BDJ does a lot of that as well. Um,
Mm-mm.
what about you, like Kayleen? Like, what do you guys do to nurture that community
For
to
us,
keep it
we have
growing?
we have a yearly student recital and it's called Stellar. This year will be the second time that Stellar will be done online. Kasi last year was the first time and then this year on July 31, we're gonna have another online showcase. So I think that's where we put our students as like the star of the show. Kasi they do their own routines, parang we teach them, pero sila yung magper-perform. Parang Polecats performs as a separate number, but like the bulk of the show from beginning to end is our students. So I think that's one of like the things that we do to keep the students as part of the community. Kasi parang that's where you build strong bonds when you build a number together, yung parang nagsusuportan kayo kapag nag-rent kayo ng studio or like you're making your costumes together or like parang encouraging each other when the routine is difficult. Parang all these stellar moments are part of what make us like a family or like what make us a community. And ngayon, the challenge is that since we can't hold events, like it's not allowed yet. So as a studio, one of the main things that we tried to do is to keep that um, experience for the students. Now we're still gonna hold the recital, even if it's online, even if like the situation is different. So yeah, watch our recital July 31st. Stellar World.
Yeah, nice. I see like sometimes you post on Facebook yung mga recitals. So what about you guys, Dar? Like how do you foster, like create, nurture that the community, grow your community. I know like what we're doing right now is also part of your
Yeah,
efforts.
this is
Yeah,
yes, correct. This
to
is one way
engage the
we're
community.
trying
Oh.
that we're engaging the community. And I guess the most important thing that we were doing even before before all this technology feeling ang tagal na, is really as doing a lot of surveys. So parang
Mm,
very first year ko gumawa ako ng planner, as in yung survey na alam mo yung naka-Excel, as in ganong level, gano'n. Tapos so
yeah.
parang ina-ask
Wow.
ko like, "Guys, parang can you give us feedback regarding what our planner what is the what do you think of the planner? What did you think of the pages?" And so on. So consistent yan. I have like 16 years worth of surveying of people. I think it's very important to always keep on talking to your community and asking them like where they are, how they are, checking in, and I
Yeah.
guess doing what you can within your brand's scope, I guess. Syempre you can't
Mm-mm.
solve everyone's problems, diba? But at least within what's relevant to the brand, and then what's relevant to them, and then just finding a way to nurture them within the brand's identity.
Mm-mm. Do you? Is it the same situation like in the pandemic? I mean, like, do you apply the same, do the same things to nurture the community, to grow your community? But how is it different? Like now that we are in a pandemic, how do you nurture
Are you asking me or si Kayleen muna? Or both of us?
both?
Both. Okay. I'm not sure. So sa akin, um, it's somewhat the same. It's somewhat the same. Siguro the big difference is that we really miss just seeing the people in person. Kasi just before the pandemic talaga, may plan talaga kami every month. Magkikita-kita. As in, nag-meet na kami ng mods, nag-schedule na kami na, okay, plot na natin, sulat na sa calendar, sulat na sa planner that we're gonna see each other. And the energy in person is different from online.
Mm-mm. Agree.
So personally, that's what I miss lang. Kasi parang may nava-vibe ka din in person that you do not capture in any survey or any feedback form, right? So that's the main difference, that you don't see each other. But before pandemic, we were doing surveys. We would still do a lot of online. Right now lang, medyo napatagal yung online. I mean, dumami yung online and nawala yung on ground. Yun. Kayleen?
What? Yeah. What about you, Kayleen?
For us naman, I think I have to answer this in two parts. One, community students, and second, community teachers. Kasi magkaiba yun eh. So for the
Okay,
students,
yes.
parang, yeah, diba? What we do, yun na nga. We still have the online recital. And then we have like a Facebook group that's going where we share like some prompts or to ask them like, oh, how are you this week? What do you miss the most about the studio? Or like share your favorite floor chick, something that doesn't involve the pool. So parang we make sure to run classes that don't require an apparatus kasi not everyone naman has that at home. Also, we post about our students a lot. Yung parang the ones that Vic mentioned earlier na parang I stitch together the videos of my students who attended that day. Tapos parang it makes them feel na they are part of something when they see na, hey, that's me on the Polecats page and stuff like that. So parang I think that keeps the
Yeah,
community
yeah,
going.
that's true.
Sa
I still have that
teachers
photo, by the
naman,
way.
oh,
Anyway, sorry, Kayleen, go ahead. Yeah, so teachers, how
okay
do you do
lang.
it?
Sa teachers naman, we try to train together. Actually, one of the things that we were able to do, we started like a K-pop cover group. It's called K-Cats. Parang it's like a
Nice.
sub Polecats.
Some K-cats. Ang
I don't know
cute.
why I'm sharing
Yeah,
this. Oh
yeah.
my gosh. But parang we do like covers of like kasi I'm a big
BTS.
K-pop stan. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So the teacher naman of like our K-pop classes, her name's Jenica Tolentino. She's the one who sort of like tells us what to do, like which K-pop groups are like sort of in right now. So I think that also helps us like bond together in a different sense. Like something that we're all learning together for the first time. Now that we're like in a different
Oh.
situation, we can still train together. We're on
Mm-mm.
YouTube and TikTok.
Oh,
But Yeah.
Alam mo, ang
Yun.
lakas makaano niyan, yung sa K-pop talaga. You bond because of that. Because
Nakakakaya siya eh.
yeah, like there are people whom I don't like
Nakakakaya.
before, like we don't even talk, and now like we're talking because of that. So I mean, malaking potential
Oh,
talaga, like what you guys are
oo.
doing.
Okay, okay.
Uh,
Yeah. It
so what
brings
about you
joy.
guys, like Dar? What like the question is, after so many years in business, what have we all learned, like the three of us, about finding our tribe professionally and personally?
Do
Find
you
your
wanna go?
tribes. How,
Do you wanna go? Ikaw, baka gusto mo
sa
ikaw
akin,
muna mag-answer.
sige, sa akin yung about finding your tribe is that you don't force it eh. Like if they want to be
True.
in the same tribe, then that's a good idea. That if they don't want to, then in there. So um the same thing with like celebrities who support us, like if
Correct, correct.
they really believe in your brand, then go, but you don't force yourself like, okay, please, and beg them like, please wear my clothes or everything. So
Mm-mm.
like, I stopped, I don't force myself on them. um like ease, I just find ease, I guess, in terms of finding that tribe and in growing the tribe. So yeah, that's just what I do.
Yeah.
And stop pleasing, like trying to please everyone,
Yes.
Nakakapagod yun lang for me. But
Correct,
how about you
correct.
guys?
Ako,
Kayleen, like how, or
sige, go.
Dar, yeah.
Kaylin,
Oh,
Kaylin, go
go,
Okay,
go,
ahead.
go.
Kayleen, okay.
For me, I think it's living your authentic self. Yung parang if it's something kasi that's fake, people also will see through that eh. So, you don't have to please everyone, but try to like do what you really feel is your parang live according to the values that you really believe in. And I think the people that are the same as you will be attracted to that vibe. And then that's gonna be like the community that is gonna carry you through all this difficulty. So, yun. Parang I'm done now with trying to please everyone. Even as a studio, parang, katans. Enough na. We're just gonna live our
Ah,
authentic lives. And like, since that's what got us started in the first place, our love for Paul, our love for Ariel, um, coming back to that is, I think, one of our strongest weapons that we have to tide us through this pandemic.
Sa akin naman, siguro what I've learned about the tribe is that it's very important to have one. And the
Yeah.
reason that it's very important, I think in any business or any, I don't know, in any kind of venture, you really need a tribe. You really need a support system. Kaya nga parang nagagalingan na ako, Kayleen. I mean, it was intuitive when you started. You started as a group, and it's challenging
Right.
kasi ang daming group dynamics, 'di ba? Pag team, pag mas madami kayo, too many cooks in the kitchen can spoil the broth, 'di ba? Yung mga
mm,
ganong stuff. Um,
We
but
were lucky.
essentially, I feel like what I really learned about the tribe, it's really on a personal, sila yung magsusustain eh. Sabi mo nga eh. So it's not just a
Yeah.
sustaining on a financial level, to be honest. I think it's sustaining in also a very emotional, psychological level na
Yeah.
parang, oo, tama, parang may point pala yung pinanggagawa namin. Yung
yeah.
pinaghihirapan, 'di ba? Parang alam mo
Yeah.
yung parang yung small comments or parang affirmation
Mm-mm.
na pag thank you,
Mm-mm.
pag whatever, parang it means so much. And then sometimes it just appears at the time na parang you're just so tired, you're so exhausted, and parang ayaw mo na, parang gusto mo mag-give up, and then you get this
Mm-mm.
affirmation. Parang for me, that's
Mm-mm.
such a big thing. Kaya
Yeah.
parang ako, very important yung tribe just because we all need support systems and we all deserve to be
Mm-mm.
supported. So, ayun.
Yeah,
Yes.
ang ganda. I love that. That's true. Ka-copy paste ko na lang yan
Yeah.
yung answer na yan.
Totoo. In our
I
group,
resonate with that, yeah.
I I have like a group that I call my everyday friends. Yung parang there's a group that I parang talk admin stuff, Polecat stuff about, but also like share everyday things, and it really helps like make you feel that you're still part of a community even if you don't see them. Mm.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
Ayun.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, guys, wait lang. Magre-remind lang ako to all our audience today watching us. We have a giveaway for tonight. So to be able to qualify, you need to sign up at go.bdj.studio/sign up and comment with your takeaway from today's live. Guys, ang dami ah. Passion to action is really, we want to be able to empower you to take action with your passion. Kaya we have the most passionate individuals that we are inviting in our show every third Wednesday of the month.
Yeah.
And so today, our passion into action story is Kayleen Ortiz.
Amazing.
Okay.
Yay!
My last question tayo. So this is the last question that we ask all our guests for a certain month. Kasi sabi nga ni Victor, yung theme ng BDJ for the month of June is building your strengths. So the question we have for this month to all our guests and host, co-host, Victor, ikaw din, which of your strengths is your personal favorite?
Mine, it's a chikadora akong tao.
Chikadora.
So I love it. I mean, like it's a double-edged sword, right? But for me, like the strength there is yung parang like being able to connect with people talaga. I think, like for the past 5 episodes that we've had, a lot of the guests that we've invited are people whom, I have connection, like emotional, personal connections with. Like Kaylee, I've known her for quite some time, like last month, and Kaylee, has been I have an emotional connection with her because I've tried her pole classes. I've like she's a Kandama woman as well, and like last month, it was Gazini and and then Aya and then Jackie and then Abby as well. Like these are people whom we've connected like throughout our journey as a by using the Bella Journal and throughout her journey with my journey in Kandama, etc. So I'm super excited in using this strength of being able to connect with people and inviting guests for the next few episodes. Hopefully, yung target natin, Dar, makuha na natin siya. And actually, dalawa sila. Yung isa nag-like na sa ano natin sa poster natin na celebrity. So let's
Go!
see.
You
Like,
can do
hopefully, we can
it!
get her as well. And I just also
Yes,
want to
yes,
thank Kayleen for saying yes to being our
yes,
guest because
Yes, of
super
Kaylee.
fit
course.
na
Of
fit
course.
talaga
Thank
siya
you so
for
much for
the
having me.
theme building
Super
strength
fun.
and community. So yeah, like that's my
Yes.
answer. What about you guys? Aning strength, na ano,
Ikaw,
which is your
Kayleen, what's
personal
your
favorite?
your personal favorite strength?
My personal favorite strength for me is grit and ambition. Yung parang I never settle. Like this can be better. I want to be the best at this. I know I'm learning this just now, but I'm gonna be the best at this. So parang I guess it works, and it also is like I like what Vic said. It's a double-edged sword. But like why I like it is because I get to carry that over towards other people as well. Like I want to see the best in them as well. Like I want to teach them what I know so that they can be their own personal best, diba? So that we're all the best. Yeah. So I think that's what like never makes me settle, but to continuously push the boundaries of what aerial and pole can be, continuously push the boundaries of what movement can be. That's my driving
Nice,
force.
nice. Ang hirap sundan yung mga ano. Yes, okay, ambition. I think, yeah. I think ako naman fighting spirit. I guess actually
Yan,
parang I
oo.
think I don't know with some past episodes that we were having in the BDJ studio, people were asking me when do you know when to quit. I guess that's my challenge also. Parang it's a strength and a weakness. It's also hard for me to know when to really quit, but I really have a strong fighting spirit. So there. Yeah. So, ayun, guys. Meron pa ba tayong actually, guys, madami lang tayong shout out. So, I will just show like sina Fiona, sina
Yay!
Mary, and baka
Admin
familiar.
namin yan.
Ayan, see?
Honorary
My
polecat yan.
polecat. Oh, yeah, may polecat picture din siya dyan. So, sabi ni
Yes.
Azaza, agree with not pleasing everyone. Ayan, you have your fans, si Janica.
You're the
You're the
best,
best,
Kayleen. Yeah.
Kaylin.
Sure.
Ah, ayun, si K-Cats daw. Si Mylene
That's
ba,
Myla.
student ba siya?
Myla
Myla,
No,
Myla.
she's
Santiago,
she's our
Maycap.
she's our she's our all around finance person. We are she's the one that handles all our money. Parang ganon. And also add value. I can't do that eh.
Okay. Yeah, okay yun. Basta you guys have a good team that would gel with each other.
Yeah.
Yun. Tama nga yung sabi ni Victor eh. Kagaya nga ng BTS. Ang galing ng
BTS, yeah.
team development nila. Ako, ano din ako, saludo din ako talaga doon. And with that,
And
guys, we are wrapping up. Please don't forget to sign up at go.bdj.studio/sign up to be able to get a chance to win our prizes for tonight. And don't forget to share your takeaway. And again, this is our BDJ Studio Learning Series with Kandama. And please don't forget to catch us again the third Wednesday of next month. And then next week, please do catch me for the mental health check in with my nation. And with that, thank you guys. Thank you, Kayleen. Thank you, Victor. Thank you,
thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
everyone.
Super
Thanks. Bye bye.
fun.
Yeah,
Bye.
super